let's grab an edge maybe in this section here. And we'll do the same thing here. Let's ring this. And we'll connect that up. Let's just do one this time. No pinch. And we're just going to slide that up. Right about there maybe. Okay, we'll hit OK to that. And we're just going to need to adjust it slightly. So I'm just going to control click Versi again. Let's turn our edge constraint here so we don't mess up anything over on the side. And these front ones are fine, so I'm just going to deselect those. That one looks pretty good. And we'll just move these up just slightly here. Just even it out. Okay. And one more thing we want to do is we want to add a couple of loops straight on the top of this shelf here. So let's ring one of these edges. Let's just do 2 segments. Go into the top view for a second. Okay, and those are going to ring around right to this edge here where we have this triangle in the back of that punched in part here. Okay, which is fine. We're just going to let them end off there for now. Might pinch them out slightly, just a bit. Okay. And that should be all we need right now for that section. We do need to add some around the sides here, so let's maybe do that. Let's just grab these edges here. And we'll do a ring on these. Let's do a connect with one segment. Okay, I'm also going to just jump into the front view here. And we'll switch this to the back. Okay, I want this to be straightened out, so I'm just going to make planar on Z. And we're going to slightly move this over, just so we're not hitting the corner there at the bottom. And we'll do it one more time just to make sure it's straight. Okay, we're going to need to clean up these edges right in this section, so let's just slightly move this over. Just going to move it over like this, so it's roughly in the center between the bottom section here. Okay, roughly centered there. We'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, we'll straighten that out, move it over a little bit, and straighten it again. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll ring these edges here. Okay, and just make sure you get all of them all the way down to the bottom and all the way up to the top on each side. Okay, we're just going to do another connect here with one segment right in the center, so no pinch, no slide, and okay. And we still have these verts here. If I zoom in really close here, extra verts here right on the corner where these edge loops ended off. Okay, we need to address that, so let's just zoom out slightly here. I'm just going to go back to vertex maybe. Okay, and let's go over to cut here. I'm just going to cut from this vert here right on the corner. Okay, we're going to maybe just cut it over like this for now, and then right click, same with the bottom one. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it over this edge and we'll clean that up in a second. Let's do the same thing over here first. Okay, from this vert here over to this edge, and this vert here over to the same edge. Okay, we can turn off cut. And we also want to make sure that we support the back here, so let's go back to edge quickly. Let's grab one of these edges here, do a ring on that, and we'll just connect that up. We just want to add one more segment right across the bottom here of these polygons. Okay, so let's do a connect. We'll take that way down. We'll do maybe about 99 on that one with one segment, and okay. Okay, now we need to do a little cleanup here, so let's just zoom in really close. Just gonna kind of orbit around here so we can see. Okay, and we'll go back over to target weld here. And we're going to need to eliminate a few of these edges, so let's go down to target weld. Let's weld this vert here down to this vert below it. We'll do this one up. Okay, that'll kind of give us a couple triangles there, but that's okay. For this one here, we'll just weld this one up to here and this one down. Okay, and then we can go over to edge. Let's turn on target weld. Select this edge here and this one here, and control backspace them out. Okay, we want to make sure we only have one vert over on the side here, so those will just kind of terminate like that, and that shouldn't give us any smoothing problems. We're far enough away from this corner here that we should be okay. So let's do the same thing over on this side. Back to target weld. This one down to here, this one up, this one down, this one up. Okay, and you can either take this edge out or you can just target weld them like this. Okay, so now we have the same geometry on both sides, and that should be fine for smoothing. Okay, so we got most of our stuff in here that we need. We do need to start thinking about this upper hole. If we take another look at the reference here, we can't see it in those ones. Let's look at this one. You can see we have this hole plowed in here. Okay, so we're going to need to start plotting that out, and let's do that now, just so we don't forget about it. Okay, so go back into the front view here, or the back view, and let's grab maybe this section of edges here, okay, which is one above halfway, and let's connect that up with one segment, and we'll just do 0 pinch 0 slide. Okay, we also want to do one this way, so let's ring this edge, another connect there right in the center. Okay, and that's going to give us a spot right up here where we can cut our hole in. Okay, so we'll go back into the back view. Let's turn off edge here, go back into the shapes panel and grab another circle. Okay, we're just going to draw this out right here for now. Change color to black and take the steps down to 1. Okay, and let's just snap this over to that vert again. Okay, so let's snap it to this intersection right here. And I think we need it a little bit bigger than that, so let's maybe crank up the radius. Let's do maybe about 70 on that. Okay, and as you can see, that's going to clip those other edge loops that we have in there. Right here, it's overlapping, and we don't want that, so we're going to need to make a little bit more room here. Let's turn off snaps here first. Reselect the body part, and let's go to vertex, and we're just going to grab these verts here, okay, and these ones here. Alright, we're just going to scale these on the y-axis to get a little bit extra room inside. Okay, so we can kind of fit that in the center here, and that should work fine. Okay, so let's go back to the back view here, and you guessed it, we have to cut it in, so let's go over to cut. Turn our snaps back on, and we'll just repeat the process here. Okay, let's turn that off, turn off snaps, turn off vertex, complete that out, and just quad this up. Okay, so let's grab each of the pairs on the corners, same as usual, and quad that up. Now if we look at the reference picture here, you can see we got this kind of cutout going up and down on this, so we need to also cut that in. The easiest way for us to do that will be to chamfer the center edge. Okay, so I'm just going to select an edge there and loop it, and let's chamfer it. And for this we only want to use one segment, and let's take that way down. Let's open this up a bit. Okay, we don't need it to be super wide. Let's do maybe about 12. That should work. Okay, we also need it to have an edge up here that we can kind of punch in, or another segment up there that we can punch in. Okay, so let's go over to vertex. You can see it's a little bit bent. I'm just going to straighten it out quickly here. Just slightly move that over. And I don't want to make planar on this whole edge loop because it's going to move the whole thing out of position. That's not what we want. Let me just undo that for a sec. Let's turn off our edge constraint. Just move this over a little bit. A little bit that way. Just get everything nice and straight. Okay, so let's go back to edge now. I'm going to select these two edges here and these two below it. Okay, let's do another connect here, and we'll do 2 segments. And let's just do that 2 segments with no pinch, no slide, and okay. And we actually don't need to have this edge here or this one, so we'll just control backspace those ones out, and that'll just give us the little slot that we need on the top and bottom of this circle. Okay. And we definitely don't want to have it just sitting like this, so let's also maybe connect this one to here, this one to here, this one down to here, and this one down to here. Okay, it's going to give us a couple of triangles, but that's alright. So the next thing I'll do here is just inset these. Let's grab these polygons first. Okay, just those ones like that. Let's do an inset here, take this up a little bit. And we don't need it to be super sharp, so let's go up maybe about 3.5, hit OK to that. And we're going to need to punch it in, but we want the hole to taper as it goes back, so let's use a bevel. Okay, let's right click this, we'll take it down to a negative amount and punch it in. Okay, we'll just look at this maybe in the back view. Okay, we're just going to take the outline down a little bit more so we can kind of get that tapering in as it goes back. Okay, also want to make sure that we push it in far enough, so take that back maybe to about 100. And that's probably fine on the outline. So we'll do about 100, about 4 for the amounts here. And with those still selected, let's also do another inset here for some supporting edges at the back. Hit OK to that. And finally, we'll just do a couple of loops here on the sides. Okay, so let's ring those edges, connect it up, and just pinch it out. I'm going to leave this a little farther in so it's a little more soft looking. Let's do roughly maybe about 85. Okay. Alright, so that should take care of that hole. Let's just test smooth it here so we can see what it looks like. Okay, it might be a little bit more narrow than what we have in the picture, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about this. You're not really going to see it because of the tank, so I think we'll just leave it like that. If you want to make it a little bit wider, you can. You could even do that here by just moving the verts around. Let's just do it quick here. Just going to select the right half of this. Okay, so just everything on the right half of the center mark. And we can just move it a little bit over here. Maybe like that. That'll widen those slots out a little bit more for us. Okay. And if you want to get the bottom, this part here a little bit more square like it is on the actual picture, you can do that by just adding an extra loop here. Let's just do that quick as well. Okay, let's just ring this one here. Okay, and that's going to go all the way down to the bottom, which is fine. We don't have any detail in this section on the lower part of the tank, so we can get away with just putting some extra loops in here. So what we're going to do here is just do a connect with 2 segments right in the center. Okay, that should give us a much squarer look here when we smooth this out. Okay, and I think that's a little bit more closer to what we're looking for. Okay, so we're getting close here. We still have some work to do. We have to add some thickness to these pieces, which I think we'll do next.